Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. This is one of those rumors that's been bubbling under the surface for a while now, but it's starting to gain some serious traction in NFL circles, specifically from sources in San Francisco that suggest the Chicago Bears are planning a bold move in the upcoming 2026 offseason. And what's causing all this buzz? It's the idea that Chicago might be eyeing none other than George Kittle, the all-pro tight end from the San Francisco 49ers, as a key piece to elevate their offense and reshape their future. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Kittle, in Chicago? That would be huge. And you're right, it could be a game changer for this team, especially if they pull it off. So let's break down what's being said. The rumors indicate that the Bears are eyeing a trade that would send picks to the 49ers, specifically a third-round pick in 2026 and another third-round pick in 2027. That's a relatively modest price for a player of Kittle's caliber, especially considering his explosiveness, route running, and ability to turn short catches into big gains. The 49ers, meanwhile, are in a bit of a rebuild mode after some recent injuries and struggles. With Brock Purdy sidelined due to a shoulder injury that's likely to keep him out for the season, San Francisco's window may be shifting. They're looking to shed some cap space, especially with a hefty $15 million cap hit this year, and focus on rebuilding their roster around younger talent, including some promising wide receivers. But why would the Bears go after Kittle? Well, first off, this isn't just about adding a reliable tight end. It's about transforming the entire offensive dynamic. Kittle is a YAC monster, yards after catch, who's proven he can break open games with explosive plays. In 2025, he's been a constant threat, playing 9 games, catching 48 passes for 612 yards and 5 touchdowns, with a PFF grade of 88. His yards after catch alone are impressive, 298 yards, which is first among tight ends, and his ability to create mismatches against defenders makes him a nightmare for opposing defenses. And let's not forget, he's an elite run blocker, grading at 85 too, which helps in the Bears' ground game, especially with Swift now leading their rushing attack. This move could be especially impactful for a Chicago offense that's been searching for consistency, particularly in the red zone. Right now, the Bears are converting just 58% of their red zone opportunities, but with Kittle's red zone catching ability, that number could rise to around 70%. That's a game changer. Imagine Caleb Williams, the top QB prospect, having a safety valve like Kittle, trust me, that makes Chicago's offense a nightmare for any defense. Not only that, but Kittle's presence could open up lanes for Swift and the run game, boosting efficiency from 4.2 yards per carry to nearly 4.8, adding another 16% in rushing efficiency. That's good news for the Bears' overall offensive production, especially as they look to turn the division into their playground once again. Looking at Kittle's career stats, he's played 118 games, racking up over 200 yards and 42 touchdowns. He's been selected to 5 Pro Bowls, and has that Gronk-like ability to make clutch plays. Sure, he's had some injury issues, like the ankle injury in Week 3 that cost him 2 games, but overall, he's been a consistent and explosive weapon. His style of play is exactly what the Bears need. A physical, aggressive tight end who can dominate against contested catches, generate positive EPA per target, plus 0.35, and add a layer of toughness that elevates the entire team. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The 49ers, on the other hand, seem to be heading into a total rebuild. They're avoiding extensions with some of their core players, especially after their struggles this season, ranking 3-6 with a defense that's been leaking big plays, allowing 252 passing yards per game. Their offense, which used to dominate with Kyle Shanahan's innovative schemes, has lost some of its luster, and the injury to Purdy only worsens their situation. For San Francisco, trading Kittle now for picks makes sense. They're trying to reset and focus on developing their younger players, especially on offense, where they're looking to build a more cost-effective and flexible roster for the future. But for the Bears, adding a player like Kittle isn't just about filling a positional need. It's about elevating the entire offense to a new level. Think about the possibilities with a tight end who can stretch the field, create mismatches, and also block at an elite level. It would make Chicago's offense significantly more dynamic, especially as they aim for a return to playoff contention. And with the Bears having a top-tier quarterback prospect like Caleb Williams potentially coming in, Kittle would be the perfect weapon to unlock that offense's full potential. Furthermore, the impact on the Bears, overall scoring and production could be enormous. If Kittle's addition boosts their red zone efficiency from 58% to around 70%, that translates directly into more points on the board. And considering that the Bears are currently ranked around the middle of the league in scoring, this could push them into the top 6 in points per game. The added yards after catch, averaging about 150 yards per game from Kittle alone, would give their offense a much-needed spark. This, combined with the improvement in their red zone success rate, could turn Chicago into a high-powered, explosive offense that's tough to stop. And let's not forget the ripple effect. This move could also benefit the defense. With the offense controlling the clock longer through sustained drives, the Bears' defense would be on the field less, giving them opportunities to conserve energy and make plays. Longer drives, more sustained success. These are the kinds of things that could push Chicago into the playoff conversation and maybe even into serious Super Bowl contention. Their odds might move from around +200 to +900, which reflects a serious belief that this team is on the cusp of something special if they make the right moves. Of course, all of this hinges on the Bears pulling off the trade, and there are still questions about whether San Francisco would be willing to part with Kittle, especially at a time when they're looking to rebuild. But don't underestimate the front office's willingness to make bold moves when they see a chance to accelerate the team's trajectory. Chicago has been aggressive this season in building around young talent and making strategic moves, and acquiring Kittle could be the ultimate statement, a sign that the Bears are serious about competing at the highest level once again. Now, for the fans, this is exactly the kind of bold move that ignites hope and excitement. It's about transforming this team into a legitimate championship contender, not just scraping by but competing for titles with a roster that's built to last. Kittle's addition would send a clear message. The Bears are all in, aiming to reclaim their place among the league's elite. It's a daring, ambitious plan, but one that could pay huge dividends if executed correctly. Imagine the roar of the Soldier Field crowd, seeing their team make a move that signals a new era, one filled with explosive plays, clutch catches, and a real shot at the Super Bowl. In summary, this potential trade for George Kittle isn't just about adding a star. It's about redefining what the Chicago Bears can be. It's about embracing a new style of offense, one that's aggressive, explosive, and built to dominate. It's about giving Caleb Williams a trusted weapon who can help him reach his full potential and turning the Bears into a team that strikes fear into their rivals. If this happens, it could be the start of a new chapter in Chicago Bears history, one where they rise to the top of the NFC once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think this move could really happen? Would Kittle be the perfect fit for our offense? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. Let's keep the passion alive and continue dreaming big, because with a move like this, the Bears' future could be brighter than ever before.